Oh, the reason why you're going to have so much confidence at the beginning of this week is because you are going to have this good news, my gorgeous Capricornius. This good news is going to be brilliant because it's going to give you so much courage and optimism in order to deal with a very, very, very difficult issue, to deal with a very difficult aspect of your life that was affecting you for a while now. It's to do with a certain burden, and that caused so much stress in your life. And it's really a lot to do, especially when it comes to your responsibilities and things like that. It was making things so much more difficult for you. And on top of that, it was slowing you down for way too long. So this is why you're going to feel absolutely ecstatic when you become aware of this good news, because that in itself is going to make you aware of the fact that you can deal with this problem, okay? And you will know how you're going to do this exactly. So this is why this level of confidence that you are going to have about when it comes to this problem, it's really going to surprise you. But you must not ignore this, because this is your clear sign, an indication that everything is going to be absolutely fine. This is to do with an ongoing problem, my gorgeous Capricornius. This is why this is so important. And I can tell you that, in as little as 19 days, 19 days after this moment in time, you're already going to become aware of this mind-blowing possibility that you could have only dreamt about, that you could only dream of. You see, this mind-blowing possibility that you're going to become aware of, it's not just any possibility. It's going to be there for you to jump in immediately, as quick as you possibly can. And this possibility, you will know what this is, because you will know that this in itself is going to bring so much positivity and fun and optimism, vitality and freedom, the most importantly, into your life. Of course that this is to do with a really big progress, a really big victory, especially when it comes to overcoming that very, very difficult problem that was affecting you. It was affecting you from being you. It was affecting you from doing you. It was affecting you in such a way where you would just lose a confidence. Subconsciously, you wouldn't even realize what is holding you back at the time when you should be sailing through like there is no tomorrow. So this is why this problem is so important to deal with. Listen to me very carefully. This problem, only couple of days later, you are really going to see how much was this dominating your life in a negative way. And I'm talking about completely unnecessary restrictions, but I'm also talking about the time in our lives when karmically we have to go through certain things for a certain amount of time in order to learn certain things about ourselves. So when we get to the certain point in our lives, we reflect how we should reflect. So this is all to do with our internal knowledge, that we reflect on things around us, and that in itself creates the picture when it comes to the certain paths that we need to follow. So this in itself is going to lead towards you just a couple of days after that moment in time. You will know, that now is the time to stand up for yourself, my gorgeous Capricornius. Now is the time to stand up for yourself and be clear about what you want and what you need, because you will know exactly what you want and what you need, and it's no time anymore to hold anything back whatsoever. The time on this earth is precious, and you need to understand this. There is going to be the news that you're going to hear about somebody else, and that particular news that you're going to hear about somebody else is going to make you aware of just that, the fact that the time on this earth is really precious. I mean, I don't mean to be morbid or whatever, but it's just, this is how it's going to happen. At the right time, you are going to hear the news about somebody maybe dying or something, passing away, and that in itself, it's really going to really make you to kind of focus on the fact that we don't have such a long time here on this earth. 5 minutes, we are gone. You know what I mean? So this is why this is important, because you will be able to see the bigger picture, and once you see the bigger picture, nothing is going to affect you like this ever again, because there is some kind of lesson that you are going to learn here, some invaluable lesson, and that lesson that you are going to learn here, that you're going to realize yourself, you need to pass on to the people who are the dearest to to you, very close to you. In fact, somebody is going to be on your mind instantly. The specific person who is very close to you, who you need to let this know immediately so they don't make the same mistake again. I wouldn't say mistake, but this is going to be clear to you once you deal with this specific problem. Once you get to this part of your life, it's all going to be absolutely obvious here. So just remember that now is the time to stand up for yourself and be clear about what you want, because you're gonna realize that you, like, oh my God, that you are prepared for something. You're ready for something. You're ready to make a really big move. You're ready to make a really big step, something that you were planning to do like a little bit later on. This is all gonna happen quite unexpectedly, and it's going to be the direct result of this confidence that you are going to have. And this confidence you are going to have because you're gonna have that good news, which is gonna give you so much courage and optimism. And this is where everything is going to start. It's going to lead towards you realizing that something is happening much quicker, much sooner, but at the same time, it's going to require from you to think about planning right now. It's about forward planning, but at the same time, it's about you moving forward. This is the time when you're going to realize now it's time to move forward with my life because I've got everything I need to have. And this is to do with the one specific thing, one specific step that you will want to make. And that specific step that you will want to make, it's a lot about you also wanting to experience life. And it doesn't matter how old you are. You can be 20, 30, you can be 110. It doesn't matter. Trust me, the age, it's absolutely nothing. It's just a number. It's all about our spirit, and it's all about our soul, and it's all about our experience and the way we feel about our experience in life, okay? So if we feel persistently negative about certain things, we are just going to be slowing ourselves down. And if we feel optimistic and courageous, we just going to go through. Better go through than staying in the same place, for too long, because then we become like kind of accustomed to things that are keeping us in our own bubble, instead of like progressing in our lives, okay? So this is why this is going to be so important. By the time you get to the mid part of this week, my goodness, listen to me very carefully. You need to pay attention to these synchronicities that you are going to have. Synchronicities are going to be out of this world. Synchronicities are going to be all around the place, and you're going to find yourself benefiting from this balance so much, because karmically there is a lot changing for you here. So it's going to be screaming for your attention because you're so powerful and intuitive. It's like you would notice this anyway, but just now it's going to seem like, oh my God, this is crazy. This synchronicity is crazy. So at around the midweek, towards the end of the week, I need you to pay attention to that stage, to that period. From midweek towards the end of the week, synchronicities are going to be out of this world, all around the place. Synchronicities are going to be guiding you and leading you towards a certain point in your life. All these synchronicities are going to be completely different, but they're going to be leading towards a certain point, towards you understanding that there is a very big challenge, a really huge, massive life challenge that is coming up that you are going to need to accept. Okay, so all these synchronicities are going to lead towards the life challenge, big life challenge that is coming up that you are going to need to accept. It's very difficult to explain how exactly this is going to happen, but you will know. It's a lot to do with the call from your own soul, your own spirit, and it's a lot to do with your destiny. So this is going to be undeniable in your eyes, especially when it comes to feeling and vibration that this is going to give you. You're going to feel things that you're not going to be able to explain. So it's a lot about following your heart and listening to that voice within. So do not ignore these absolutely precious sacred signs that you are going to have when it comes to these synchronicities that I'm talking about here. Indeed, because they are going to be guiding you towards the specific life challenge that you are going to need to take. And also when it comes to these synchronicities, you will know that this is going to be something really positive for you, okay? And also when it comes to the midweek, my gorgeous Capricornius, it's like basically you are listening to me very carefully. When it comes to the midweek, you are going to have a very important financial opportunity. This could come up as something like really massive, or this could come up as something really, really tiny. You need to understand that this is important because that particular financial opportunity that you are going to have is also going to be so significant when it comes to you manifesting something so big here, okay? So do not ignore this financial opportunity. This in itself, it's gonna bring like this financial opportunity, it's also going to basically gonna lead towards your own stability, but it's gonna need a bit of a structure, and that in itself, it's not gonna bother you too much, because it's more about the ambition that you're gonna feel, because you will know when you take this financial opportunity, or as soon as you become aware of this financial opportunity, you will know that your life is going to become more practical, and at the same time, this is gonna bring control, over certain things, and that in itself is going to lead towards the focus, which is gonna ultimately lead towards an absolutely mind-blowing and unexpected financial windfall. So this is why this is so important. Maybe this opportunity is going to seem like something really tiny, but there is so much that it's actually going to come out of it. And when it comes to finances, you're not going to believe where this is actually going to take you. So you have to trust yourself here. Once again, my gorgeous Capricornians, it is ever so important. And I suppose here, if this financial opportunity seem like really tiny and you're absolutely well off, you're a rich millionaire or whatever, you can just like ignore this. But then again, it's not something that I would advise, because it's not only about the finances, but it's also about you discovering something about yourself. You will discover what is missing in your life as well when it comes to that financial opportunity. You will see like a few months down on the line, you will understand fully how something is missing in your life, and you're not going to be able to understand that you lived your life so far without that particular thing. And this is also going to kind of be this is going to play in a major role on your spiritual journey in a time to come. Like, oh my God, my goodness. And also, by the time you get to the last part of this week, my gorgeous Capricornians, please do not forget to drink water. It is ever so important. I can also see that you are going to have some kind of a blockage here when it comes to your stomach, when it comes to your digestion. So please try to drink water. And when it comes to water, I will highly stress this, because things are crazy nowadays, whether you know it or whether you don't. It's entirely up to you. It depends of what level of spiritual awakening you are right now. It's a proper like a spiritual war going on out there, and you know this by now. Come on, yeah, we are good ones, yeah. They are the bad ones. There are lots of bad ones over there, okay? So what am I trying to say to you is that try to drink, don't drink any juices, don't drink any squashes throughout this week. Just try to stick to water. It's so important, because you're going to have so much more energy, and I know that there is a blockage here that you are going to have, and this is going to help you to flush out the toxin and get rid of that blockage in your stomach, around your stomach area here. Indeed. And important to mention when it comes to water, don't drink tap water, don't drink like a plastic bottled water, and don't drink water which is filled with fluoride, with vile poison. Fluoride. So try to get a natural water which is like in a glass bottles instead of plastic bottles, because plastic bottles, then you're just going to end up drinking plastic, which people don't know, because there are lots of particles like of plastic that are swimming in that particular water. It's crazy. So try to get something without fluoride, because it's dangerous poison, and then also without fluoride, and try to drink like a glass water, but definitely not tapped water, and try to not to drink like a plastic bottle water. And I know it can be difficult sometimes, but it can be done indeed. So this is going to help you to make the most of it, to not to drink poison, but at the same time it's also going to help you to flush out the toxins, and it's going to do the world of good to you as well in the long run. And also at around the end of the week, listen to me very carefully. It's like someone is going to try to annoy you, someone is going to try to wind you up, like, oh my God. At around the end of the week, someone is going to try to wind you up. But before I go there, also at around the midweek, sorry, my gorgeous Capricornians, at around the midweek, there is also someone very special who is about to enter your life. There is a very, very special person who is about to enter your life at around the midweek, okay? This is what I wanted to say. This particular person is going to make a really nice impact in your life, and it's going to remind you of simple joys in life, and it's going to, that person is going to remind remind you how things used to be. And that person is also going to remind you to like bring fun into your life. These people are precious on our spiritual journey. Whoever motivates us to be happy, whoever reminds us of the good things, you know, because this means that somebody who is like very much so like you is about to enter your spiritual journey. There are going to be some beautiful and very intense conversations that you are going to have, and this is almost going to have like a healing effect and impact on you and your life, on your life and the life of those people who are in your life as well. It's like, whoa, you know. By the time you get to the last part of this week, my gorgeous Capricornians, you know, someone is going to wind you up, someone is going to like really irritate you, someone is going to wind you up, and somebody is going to be challenging you about something, you know, and somebody almost as if somebody is going to have some kind of disagreement with you, and somebody is going to be irritating you, and somebody will want to have a row or an argument. Please do not have a row. Please do not have an argument. Just stand. I've said this before. It's so important, because if you do, you're not going to hear what I want you to hear. If you do have a row, an argument, which is going to be completely unnecessary and completely not needed, you're not going to hear what do you need to hear. I know that this is going to sound crazy, but as soon as somebody winds you up, you just go, you know, step back, chill out, and try to listen. Try to not to get offended. Try to not to get irritated. There is something that you are going to hear. There is something really important that you are going to hear. So you need to be still and you need to listen. And what are you going to hear? It's actually nothing to do with an argument. Nothing to do with what this person wants, nothing to do with who this person is, but what are you going to hear? You're going to be able to make sense of some kind of specific situation that you are going through, and you're going to realize that you are holding onto the certain people and possessions and certain issues, and maybe holding on to certain people or a certain person or certain possessions or certain issues, you know, that it's actually affecting you. Does that even make sense? I really hope this makes sense. To me, this makes a perfect sense. So you need to step back and listen, because by stepping back and listening, by being still and listening, you are going to understand that you are holding on to the certain person or certain people or certain possessions or certain issues a little bit too much, and this is affecting you in such a way where you are kind of self-doubting yourself, you are indecisive, and that is like kind of like really affecting your lack of self-awareness, and this is not really good. Do you see what I mean? How important this is going to be, what you're going to actually realize, and that is going to lead towards you restoring your balance, towards you reconnecting and connecting to your inner strength, and towards you, most importantly, letting go of the ties that bind. Oh my God, you will elevate yourself at this moment in time. I'm talking about the spirit rising, and I'm talking about you being in the flow again. Okay, so this is also going to be so important when it comes to you, like really bringing humor into your life, but also you are going to feel suddenly such a powerful connection when it comes to the actual nature, when it comes to the nature. Now suddenly you're going to feel a very strong connection to the nature, whether you're going to feel like you want to get a little kitty, little dog, little animal, or whether you're going to feel like you want to spend some time in the nature. Just do whatever your soul is telling you to do, because this in itself, it's also in one way or another it's going to bring a very, very positive impact on your life, more positive than you can possibly imagine. Okay, my gorgeous Capricornians, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you. Sasha Bonasin, psychic medium. Love you. Bye.